Hi everyone, my name is Taylor Christensen, and this is my presentation on decision-making leadership and addressing a conflict. So we're going to go over our objectives. So the first slide is on the concept of blink or think. We're going to go over the concept of perception, decision-making thoughts in our patient zero simulation from last week. I'm going to go over my Clifton strengths and decision-making, and then a personal assessment of decision-making in a conflict, and then we'll close it out with a conclusion. So the concept of blink or think, people who believe in blink means that most decisions are made in the blink of an eye without a comprehensive analysis. So the argument with that is that people should rely on their initial feelings when making a decision. I chose that picture because that's someone making their gut feeling, which a lot of people think is the way to go. And then other people believe you should think things through. So take your time evaluating your decision, talk with other people about it, and weigh the pros and cons. And then the perception concept. So there was this quote in the article that we had to read this week that I really liked. It said, "We don't just stand back passively and let the real facts of the world come to us in some kind of pure form. If that were so, we'd all agree on what we see. Clearly we don't agree on what we see, or there'd be no politics. There would be an idea of like beauty that everyone believes in, and that's just not true. They say beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and that's perception. If you look at the picture I chose, those are people arguing if it's 6 or 9, and I think that's a good representation of perception. They created this model called the lens model in 1952 by Edon Brunswick, and it's supposed to help you avoid perception as a leader. So the lens model is divided into two sides. The left side is what's actually happening in the real world, and then the right side is what you see in your mind. So after you write those down, you want to ask yourself these 3 questions. Are you motivated to see the project in a particular way? What do you expect from this particular decision? And then would you be able to see this project differently without these expectations and motivational factors? I think as a leader, obviously we all have unconscious biases, and you don't even realize you are being biased, but I think this is a really cool model actually that can help eliminate those biases or at least minimize them. Decision making in the patient zero simulation. So I believe because we were timed on that, I made a lot of blink decisions, which is not something I like to do. I'd be really interested in trying it again with the ability to discuss it with another person and not be timed and see how it turned out. I did okay in it, but I think having that ability to think it through and talk with someone else would be very effective. And then I found this quote. It said, "Group decision making has the advantages of drawing from the experiences and perspectives of a larger number of individuals. Hence, they have the potential to be more creative and lead a more effective decision." And I really think decision making in a group would have helped in that patient zero simulation. And then my Clifton strengths. So I found this quote, lots of quotes. It said, "When we make decisions and take actions that honor our values, we're best able to maximize our feelings of satisfaction and fulfillment." I think being able to see your strengths and putting your values in your decision making is really awesome. I think having unique decision making and unique leadership styles is what makes us successful. And also why it works really well working with other people, because they have their own strengths too, so you get more and more strengths when you do that. But I had adaptability, which is prefer to go with the flow and take things as they come. I think as a coach and as a teacher, that's kind of essential. And then I had relator. It said, enjoy close relationships with others and have satisfaction achieving a goal with your friends. That's also coaching or playing sports. I think that's spot on. And then strategic, it says to create alternate ways to proceed. You always have to be able to adapt, and that's part of your strategy. And then competition, you measure your progress against the performance of others. That's literally the definition of sports. And then consistency, so create rules and procedures for everyone to follow. I'm a big believer in chaos ensues chaos. So if you don't have rules, then things might get chaotic. You won't be able to adapt. My personal assessment of my decision making when dealing with a conflict, I think way too much. I always want other people's opinions. And while that can be good, it makes me take a long time to make decisions, and I think sometimes I go with what other people want and not personally what I want. So I do need to buy into that blink concept a little bit. Like I said, I asked for help with most of my decisions. I need to work on my emotional intelligence and not care what people think of me. As a coach, it was a big adjustment not being liked by everyone. And I had to learn that if everyone likes you, then you're probably not a good leader. So I'm working on that. And then I want to be able to empower more people to make their decisions and to help delegate authority. I think right now I'm making every single decision on my team, and I'd like to empower, my captains and my assistant coaches a little bit more so that not everything's on me. And then conclusion, there are good arguments for both blink and think decision making. Perception can change the whole dynamic of your workplace, and that we need to think about our decisions and talk them over before we make them so that we have more successful decisions as a team. And I know some people don't believe in that, but that's what I think. So, and here are my references.